Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you all have been very good and have a good time. Summertime is coming, so always a good time. So for today's video, we are going to go to Bleacher Report, and Grant Hughes wrote an article on June 11th this year, and it's called Blackbuster NBA Trade Ideas to Move Karl Anthony Towns and More. And we are going to go through every trade and just have a look at it. I give my opinion, what I think about it. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this content, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe to my channel, or write a comment what you think. It would help me out a lot. And let's just jump right into the video. Alright guys, so here we have the first trade, Karl Anthony Towns to the Pelicans. That is something I have never heard of. Let's see the trade. New Orleans Pelicans acquire Cat from Minnesota for Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance Jr., and a 2027 first round pick via Milwaukee, which could mean something, especially if Giannis is not going to stay there. If he wants to get out of Milwaukee, so that pick could be really good. Dame is up in age, Middleton. Yeah, so interesting, very interesting. Like I said, I've never heard of Cat going to the Pelicans, but I find it interesting. Him next to Zion, I think would fit better than Ingram next to Zion. And they also get to keep the young court like the Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall, and the other youngsters on the team, and bring in Cat with some experience. You know what? I really like this from the New Orleans side of the deal. Now for the Pelicans, for the Timberwolves, so they would get Brandon Ingram. I think he has one more year on his contract, so you probably want to re-sign him. Larry Nance Jr., I think like a 1 year rental, you can give him one more year, that should be fine. And that first round pick, which I find interesting. Does it make them better than they are right now? Of course, Cat has struggled in the playoffs, but you know, this trade for me has the potential to be a win-win trade. Brandon Ingram in a Wolves uniform, I would love to see that. And you know what? I would give that grade. From the Pelican side of the deal, I would give it like a B plus. And for the Timberwolves, probably like, I really like Cat in Minnesota, to be honest. I think they drafted him and they really build around him, so I think you want to keep him. So I would give them like a C. For me, the winner is a little bit more the Pelicans, but a very interesting trade. Alright guys, the next trade they are writing about is Lauri Markkanen to the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is a trade that we have heard a lot about in the last month, I would say. I did some rebuilds with the Thunder and the Jazz on NBA 2K with exactly this kind of trade. I think it makes a ton of sense for the OKC Thunder to try to get a big man. They need some size, they need some rebounding, and Markkanen can do that. And from the Jazz side of the deal, they probably want to have a little bit of younger players than him. He's still, I don't remember how old, but he's still young, like 25, 26 years maybe. But they really want to build around Keontae George and Walker Kessler and those guys. So let's look at the trade. So Oklahoma acquire Lauri Markkanen from the Utah Jazz for Josh Giddey, Cason Wallace, and 3 future first round picks. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the Thunder, they have so many draft picks, they can easily afford to send them 3 first round picks. But 2 young players in Giddey and Wallace and 3 first round picks, I think it's a little bit too high for me. It's a lot. I mean, Markkanen is a former All-Star and he's a great baller, but it's a lot, man. Josh Giddey, I feel sorry for him. Like, coming into the last season, he was like clearly the number 2 guy on the Thunder, and this year, yeah, with his off-the-court struggles and everything, and just his feet, and Chet Holmgren coming in, taking a lot of shots and ball touches away from him. So his stock market definitely went down big time, because I remember when I did the first video on NBA 2K with this kind of trade, it was pretty much only Markkanen and Giddey and some salary fillers. So now they would also give up Cason Wallace. I don't know, man, it's a lot. Cason Wallace, looks really good in that Oklahoma City Thunder uniform. Like a match in heaven. I wouldn't want to give him away. His defense is really good, and that's exactly what they need off the bench. And then, like I said, 3 first round picks. It doesn't tell us like which first round picks from who or their own or whatever. Yeah, but I think it's a little bit too deep, a little bit too much. So yeah, I think for the OKC Thunder to get Laurie is really good. That's exactly, if I could like draw a picture in what kind of player they need, I would come up with Laurie. Maybe like you can play him at the 3 or at the 4, even sometimes at the 5. So great fit there. But like I said, giving up that much it's too much for me. So yeah, if I'm the Jazz, I'm very happy. I take this offer, no doubt about it. Like Josh Giddey and Cason Wallace in a Jazz uniform would look amazing, especially Giddey. Like for me, he is destined to play in a Jazz uniform. Like it just fits really well. And yeah, so I would do this trade. I would give it like an A minus from the Utah perspective. Now going to the Thunder, like I said, Laurie is the perfect match. They give up a little bit too much, so I would just give it a B. Guys, what do you think? Do you agree with me, or would you grade them differently? I would really like to know what you think about it, and yeah, like let me know in the comment section, guys. Alright guys, next trade up, Kevin Durant to the Warriors. Oh my goodness. This is the last thing I want to see here. Okay, let's look at the trade. Golden State Warriors acquire KD from Phoenix for Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevin Looney, and a 2025 first round pick, probably from Golden State, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, this is probably, it was one of the most hated decisions in the recent NBA years when KD joined Golden State a couple of years ago, and then they went to win the championship. Yeah, but now, like KD, like I love him. He's a great baller. It's a lot of fun to watch him. But he has not really shown us that he can be the number one option on a championship team, right? Like his time in New York with the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, he didn't do anything crazy there. I mean, he played well, but his team was not winning. And now with Phoenix, this year was terrible. Like you cannot say it any other way. And yeah, like he wanted this trade and he got it. And you know what? He should have delivered more, in my opinion. So would they want to ship him out and break up those big three and go into a rebuild? Because if you get back Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga is an interesting young guy, but he wants to be paid soon. So you probably have to move Booker or Beal, but probably nobody is going to take Bradley Beal terrible contract. So yeah, Kevin Looney and that first round pick. Yeah, it's not. It's like if the Phoenix Suns do this, where does that bring them? Like it's going to be Booker, Beal, and Wiggins and Kuminga. Nurkic probably, but yeah, Kuminga very interesting. I would love to keep him in our Golden State uniform. I think he should be the next franchise player after Steph and Draymond and Clay and all those guys retire or leave. And then you have Kuminga. You can pay him a lot of money, and you should be good for the future. Wiggins, you're probably just stuck with his contract, like kind of like a Bradley Beal situation. I don't think his stack is any higher than Beal's. Kevin Looney, I mean, he has won a lot of championship. He was the starting center for them for many years, but yeah, didn't do a lot. And that first round pick. So I think the Phoenix should not do that. I think they should keep the big three, because that's the decision they took a year ago or whenever they did those trades. And they need to give it time. Bring in some nice rotational players and go for it. Like you have D-Book, and he's entering his prime, or he is in his prime. You still have a very good KD, so just stay with the team and try to bring in some good coaches. I really like Budenholzer. I think he's very underrated. And yeah, don't do anything with Wiggins, and Looney. Like that's not going to change your team. So yeah, I wouldn't do that from the Suns' perspective. From Golden State, I don't like it either, because like I said, Kuminga for me is your next franchise player. So no. and I would just give that like a C plus for both teams, or even a D. I would just really not do this trade. Alright guys, next trade up is Brandon Ingram to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very interesting. That's something I have thought about personally as well. Like, the Cavs definitely need to do something on the small forward position. I actually think LeBron is also an option, even if there's no rumors about it. But him retiring in Cleveland, I mean, for me it just looks like, or it just feels like destined. So we will see if something comes up there. I'm sure he would sign the minimum to go back to Cleveland. But let's have a look at the trade. So Cleveland Cavaliers acquire Brandon Ingram, Dyson Daniels, and Jordan Hawkins from the New Orleans Pelicans for Darius Garland and J.A. Jarrett Allen. Alright, so the Cavs would get Ingram, like it would take care of their small forward problem. Dyson Daniels, a good replacement for Darius Garland, and Jordan Hawkins also could get those minutes from Garland. And the Pelicans get their point guard, which they definitely need. There have been so many rumors, one of the Hawks guards, Trae Young or DeJounte Murray or Garland and Jarrett Allen. They also need a center because Valanciunas, I think, is to be a free agent, and I don't know if they really want to bring him back. Willie Green, the coach, doing a fantastic job there. So if you have like Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen next to Zion, and probably CJ McCollum, and who am I forgetting? Missing Trey Murphy. I'm a huge fan of Trey Murphy. He needs to get those minutes from Brandon Ingram. That's why I do like any Brandon Ingram trades. I really like Ingram. I've been a fan of him like since his early days with the Lakers. Really had some injury problems, unfortunately, but yeah. Trey Murphy is young, healthy, very exciting player. If he can become a starter, and that means you have to trade Ingram, I'm completely fine with it. You on top, you get Jarrett Allen. I mean, no brainer for me. Absolutely no brainer. If from the New Orleans Pelicans side of the deal, I would give it a straight A. And from the Cavs, actually, I'm not so sure on Dyson Daniels. I am a fan of him. His defense is really good. He has great potential. But he is not. When I watched him, I've not watched a ton of Pelicans games. But when I did watch him, he did not really look so good. I see that he's really working hard in the weight room. Like, he looks much stronger compared to a couple of months or years ago. But there's still a lot he needs to improve on. So yeah, I would probably give it a B for the Cavs and a straight A for the Pelicans. Really like this trade, and I can't wait to see any Brandon Ingram trades because I think they're going to be very, very nice and fun to watch. I think they have the potential to put the Pelicans even higher, especially if they can get a nice center in Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland. I mean, those are two former All-Stars, and yeah, they have the potential to become another All-Star for sure. And yeah, like I said, Trey Murphy, I forgot Herb Jones. Of course, Herb Jones with his defense, I mean, absolutely crazy. Trey Murphy, I can't wait to make a rebuild on NBA 2K with the Pelicans. Really can't wait. Alright, last trade, we're going to talk about Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers. Of course, the other Cavaliers guard who has been in a lot of trade rumors. Let's have a look at the trade. So the Los Angeles Lakers acquired Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavaliers for Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and a 2024 first round pick. I think, isn't that like number 17 or something? And 2029 first round pick and 2031 first round pick. So the Cavs, of course, need a new head coach. I don't think we already have a name there, right? Maybe I'm tripping, but I don't think they have a new head coach yet. All right, so they move out Donovan Mitchell. They give the keys to Garland, Mobley, and Allen, which I actually really like. I think, just like I said with the Pelicans, I think the Cavs are a little bit too deep. Those minutes and scoring from Mitchell, it really needs to go to Mobley. Like, Mobley is, for me, the next Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, he needs to improve a lot, I know that, but he has the potential. So getting him out of Cleveland, I really like. I also want to see more of Darius Garland in the Cavs uniform. But yeah, it's up to them if they decide between Mitchell or Garland. And yeah, so if he would go to the Lakers, yeah, no brainer for that package. Austin Reeves, that hurts a little. Rui, Gabe Vincent, I'm not a huge fan of those two guys. They're good rotational players, but they're not going to move the needle in either way. So yeah, and then 1, 2, 3 first round picks. I mean, that's what you have to give up for him. But yeah, so Austin Reeves does hurt you. Rui and Gabe, I don't think, I'm not too high on them. So yeah, if the Lakers would do this trade, they would go all in Donovan Mitchell, and I really like that. I would give that probably for the Lakers like an A minus, and for the Cavs, yeah, like a B. Guys, what do you think about my grades, and do you agree on what I said, or you see things differently? Let me know in the comment section. I'm very interested in what you said, and would really appreciate if you could leave a like as well. It helps me out a lot, and I love you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Peace.